Hello and welcome to My Finance Teacher. Copper prices have been taking a beating lately, and with them, most copper stocks. But if you're looking for a few years out, this kind of a dip might actually be more of an opportunity than a setback. Because, let's be honest, if a company really hits its milestones, today's copper price won't really matter much by the time production comes online. One of the names that caught my attention lately is Copper Giant Resources, ticker LBCMF. The share price has been nearly cut in half since May, despite no major bad news. In fact, they've actually strengthened their balance sheet, raising over 8 million Canadian in July and another 8 million Canadian earlier this year. So at least in the near term, the risk of more dilution looks lower. Combine that with the copper price slump and it might be just an interesting moment to dig a little deeper. Copper Giant is focused on a single project, the district-scale Macoa project in Colombia. This is no small patch of land. We're talking about 136,000 hectares, right in the Jurassic Porphyry Belt, a region that's already produced some of the biggest copper-gold finds in South America. Mirador, Pananza, Warinza. Macoa sits right in that neighborhood. The project's also not completely stranded. It's within 5 kilometers of a gravel road with a power line nearby. Pretty good infrastructure for an early stage exploration. Now, resources. Macoa already hosts an inferred 4.6 billion pounds of copper and over 500 million pounds of molybdenum. Those are inferred resources again. That mineralization runs for 1.5 kilometers along strike, nearly a kilometer wide, and down a full kilometer in depth. And importantly, it starts at surface, which could mean lower costs if it ever makes it to mining. The deposit is open in all directions. Recent drill results are encouraging, and Copper Giant has 9 more targets to test across the property. 2 rigs are already turning. The overall exploration target is to potentially double the ore body while slightly improving the grade. Imagine that doubling, that could be close to 9 billion pounds of copper. So what could it be worth? Let's run some conservative math. At $4.50 copper and assuming really high costs, $3 a pound, you still get a margin of $1.50 per pound. Apply that to a third of the inferred resources they have now before any doubling, and you're looking at almost $9.5 billion in value, well, before COPX. Now, talking about COPX, subtract a very hefty, say, $6 billion build costs, taxes, and other haircuts, and you still get around $2.2 billion in net value. Divide that by shares, fully diluted, and the ballpark comes out to around $8 per share in discounted value. Compare that to today's price of about 12 cents, and you can see why some people are excited. Of course, the risks are big. Shares outstanding jumped by 158% in the last year. A clear reminder of dilution risks in explorers. Copper Giant doesn't have long-term debt, but building a mine of this scale would cost billions. Realistically, a junior like this might never build Macoa on its own. The good news is management is heavily invested. Insiders hold almost 30% of the stock, including big names like Frank Giustra and Anglo Asian Mining. That at least helps align management with the rest of the shareholders. So could this be a 50-bagger? On paper maybe, but with future dilution maybe think more along the lines of a potential 20-bagger. More likely Copper Giant positions Macoa as a takeover target, just like the nearby Mirador project, which was sold for $690 million, nearly $700 million. Compare that to the current $15 million in market cap. That kind of outcome would still be a massive re-rating. Remember though that exploration is always risky. 1 or 2 bad drill results might sink a project like this. So for me it's a small position only kind of play. But if they keep hitting, the upside is hard to ignore. By the way, talking about other details you shouldn't ignore, those are all in this earlier post about Copper Giant from a couple of weeks ago. Check that out. That's exclusive for the members at myfinanceteacher.org. And before you sign up there, scroll down to the comments and let me know, what do you think? Is Copper Giant one of those hidden gems or just another copper dreamer? Drop a comment, I'd love to hear what you think.